Hi, everybody. Grady Polson, welcome to the America Agency. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Hello. My name's Grady. I'm super excited to be here with you. Do me a favor and interact a little bit today, just so you can make sure, so I can make sure, we can make sure everything's working. So drop a 1 in the chat below if you can hear me okay. And if you want bonus points, drop where you're located in the chat below, and I'll say hi to you from wherever you're joining me from. Super excited for today's call. I see some ones. Thank you, Sarah. And Sean Mike is on. Very exciting. Someone's funny. I just talked to Sean. He was not able to get on this call. So if that is Sean, that's very funny. But at the same time, what's up, Redondo Beach? Hello, Sarah, Jacksonville, Florida, North Carolina. Hello, everybody. Good to see you guys. And thank you for interacting. Super excited for today's call. Young man named Weston Walker will be joining us. Absolutely. In a baseball term, hitting the cover off the ball. Basketball term, he's shooting from half court. What the heck, Spurs? Figure it out. Come on. So they didn't figure it out last night. But overall, super excited to have Weston Walker on with us. Doing a tremendous job coming out the gates, recruiting and selling at the highest levels possible. So someone that you're going to want to take mindset tips from, someone you want to take structure tips. He sells a lot of IULs. And what's great about that is they are very high persistency products. And at the same time, there's a plethora of those leads available. So if you want to learn how to market those products, how to sell to those clients, this is the call for you. So super excited to have Weston on here for a few minutes. Now, granted, we just had a gigantic event. And we got some updates to go through, some new things to cover, and Weston will be on here in just a few minutes. But before we kick it off, my favorite thing to say on this call, other than thank you so much for all that you shared, which will come in an hour, is a party is more fun with more people. So if you can do yourself and your business and your team a favor, take the link, join America Live, or take the Facebook, the Instagram, or the YouTube link and share that into your group chats, your WhatsApps, your Telegrams, your Discords, your Slacks, wherever you communicate with your team, and let them know that a guy who's been with us for less than 6 months already is at VP level. That's $150,000 as an agency. His best month so far in the first few months he's been here is over 60,000 issue paid. And I just got off the phone with him. He wrote 22,000 yesterday. So if you don't think that the people in your world could benefit from learning what he does differently than what you're doing, you're mistaken. So jump on your phones and use those magic thumbs and use them to make you money by helping other people get better, because Weston is going to help you get better. I'm super excited for this call. Join America Live, group chats, WhatsApps, Telegrams, group meets, Discords, all the places where people interact. But we'll get to him in just a few minutes. And without further ado, let's jump into some updates. I'm super excited for all the things to share with you guys today. So there's my boy. He'll be on here in a minute. Super excited to have him on with you. Quick update, Rapid Protect. We love NLG. We've got our I can't call them premium. We'll call them more robust IULs, F&G and NLG. We love NLG. They came out with a sort of a simplified issued product, Rapid Protect. My guy, Devin Martin, one of the absolute elite carrier reps, a guy that we're so grateful to have on our side, hit me up when this thing first came out, and 10 policies, a free $1,000 bonus, 15 policies, a $1,500 bonus, and 20 policies, a $2,000 bonus. Perks right now for selling Rapid Protect, already a fantastic product, but at the same standpoint, I'm going to let him know I'm working. Fantastic product, but a great premium, robust IULs. NLG is the best. Thank you. But one of those things is they added a perk, and in summer, sometimes people slow down production. FFL, we continue to stack on and break new records. So take advantage of your selling NLG, you're selling simplified issued IULs, sub $500,000 face amounts. This is a great product backed by a company that has been around since before the light bulb. And we just love our relationship with them. So take advantage of this perk right now. Get your 10 in. If not, go for 20 and earn some extra free money for during the summer. Thank you, Devin. Top 100 agents, huge, huge months. I'm getting, I always say I need a new thesaurus. I need like a thesaurus in another language so I could start saying, exciting words in that capacity. But just tremendous growth we're having company wide. $22,823,734 of issue paid bonus in our third week in May. Third week. Just incredible what's being able to put up by 2,751 incredible agents that are out there serving families and making more money for their own. Congratulations to my brother from day one. He's been with me since 1920. Julius Gilgard, #1 producer out there, 75,000 issue paid, all the way down to Sean A at 29,000 issue paid. We're looking at 100 Hall of Fame producers on here. And it's just an incredible accomplishment, discipline, drive, desire that people have to put forth to grow their skill set and put themselves in a position where they can get better. So tremendous job, everybody. Congratulations if you're on the list. Couple goals. If you're not on the list, get on the list. Get in the top 100. Feels good to be there. If you're on the list, move up the list. And if you're on the list already, then stay on it, right? Couple goals. So put yourself in that position. It's great for recruiting. If I was Julius right now, I'd be texting this image out to every single prospect that said, I need to think about it. I might want to stay with XYZ sales or ABC sales or whatever they're doing, and let them know he's the guy they want to join. So great job, Julius. And great job to everybody out there. I mean, holy cow, Clara D there at 70. Elijah at 60. I mean, just tremendous numbers 3 weeks in. So great job, everybody. This is a testament to what we do here and the opportunity that is here if you grow your mind and you grow your skills. It's incredible what's possible. YouTube, as we shared a couple weeks ago, we broke 1,000 training videos on our channel. Just a tremendous testament to the desire of people wanting to get better and our desire to want to put out great quality training. Weston's training will be should be out next week or so. So when he finishes today, we'll have him chopped up and pushed out there. But we have our YouTube channel that's done a great job. Actionable trainings to help you grow your sales, business, and mindset. So check us out, youtube.com/Grady Polson. I started it when I was younger, and we just started adding to it. And now it's just Grady Polson. So take it for what he will. It doesn't say FFL America or the America Agency or Polson Insurance. It's just my name. But, I got a unique name, so I'm going to stick with it for now, right? When you're a kid and you're getting made fun of for Grady and Polson, which are both weird words, I got it. But now it works well because it's not John Smith. So, Weston's got a cool name. I wonder if he's got a Walker, and we're going to move on. We'll ask him when he comes on, but Weston's got a cool name. So YouTube, tons of training on there. We put them out. 5 to 7 trainings a week are coming out live on that channel. On top of this is streaming right now live. If you're joining me on YouTube, maybe drop a YT below so I can show you some love. But super excited to continue to add onto this and have such great people in our company that have a strong desire to share. And we have a strong desire to feature them, put them out there, and help them continue to have a platform to share what they've learned. So LCP, you met them at Ignite. You've heard about it. Tremendous CRM for top producers. If you're not yet a top producer, now what Grady is a top producer, probably at that 25 to 30 issue paid per month or more. Someone that's got a consistent lead flow, that is consistently buying leads, if not daily, at least multiple times a week, or has their own campaign set up. Someone that has an archive, a catalog, if you will, of a ton of past leads. This is a great tool to add on to your business that will do AI communication, that will book appointments on autopilot for you, that will help you increase your persistency by following up with the clients, to help get business back on the books if they lapse policy. It builds referrals. Just a tremendous tool. If you're selling at a high level, take a look at LCP. Go ahead and book a free call with them. They'll give you a demo. It's not a high pressure sales tool. You decide what you want to do, but it's one that I know of hundreds of agents now are using at a significantly high level. That's increasing their production and allowing them to become business owners and not just cogs in the wheel, having to chase their tail, having to figure out what sheet or what list or what paper they printed out their leads on and trying to figure out to call them back or not. If you're ready to grow to the next level of your business, this is a great tool to add on to it. Just Insurance, getyourinsuranceLicense.com. Obviously, we love Excel Solutions. They've been with us forever. It's a free service to get people licensed. I have a lot of agents that struggle. They struggle to learn. They struggle with tests. They struggle with questions, and they just kind of push and fall right below that 70% mark and get discouraged. Well, this company, it's $200 to get access to it. because we're FFL, we negotiated down a $39 price to get access to a great prepare to pass service. Getyourinsurancelicence.com/FFL. If you go there, you can learn more about it. But I mean, everything's written at a 4th grade level. They do 40 hours a week of live support. The trainers that they do the live training with, if you're struggling with a certain section, they can pass the tests in 22 minutes. Not to brag, but they seem like they're pretty smart about their insurance stuff. So just a great company. Seen a lot of agents, increasing their pass rate. A lot of agencies increasing their new agent pass rate because they plugged into this. Yes, I understand it's not free, but there's a significantly more higher level hands-on daily support, live chat, all kinds of resources that you need as someone who's taking that leap in entrepreneurship and starting your new business. And you need the license first. This has got a very high pass rate. So for people that plug in and do all the things necessary. So check it out if you're not currently using it. Hearing a ton of support from all the different agencies. Dominican Republic. So currently the qualifications for Puerto Rico was closed at the 1st of May. And now June 1st, just 3 days ago, this brand new contest launched in the Dominican Republic. And I say contest, it's not a contest because anyone can win. It's an incentive. It's an incentive trip. And this is part of your guys' compensation. That's an important thing to realize, right? When you join FFL, we're just not the highest comp, best opportunity that exists. We also have cash bonuses for producers, cash bonuses for agency managers, carrier cash bonuses. You First, Mutual of Omaha, many carriers are following suit doing cash bonuses, carrier trips. But then a couple years ago, FFL decided to add on an additional trip incentive as well. So many different parts of your compensation. Why sell $289,000 in the next 10 months when you could sell $300,000 and win a free trip to the Dominican Republic? They're still negotiating with a few different hotels, but what I've heard is they're going to rent out an entire hotel, which is pretty cool to have that opportunity. Everyone that's gone up, but what was it? The Waldorf Astoria is where they did it last year in Cancun. And then this year they're doing it at a beautiful Hilton Regency or one of the top hotels in Puerto Rico. And then I would only imagine that Dominican Republic will be an equally awesome hotel. We'll announce that when it's officially official. But they do know that we're going to get the production, we're going to hit the levels, and we've got to start marketing towards it. So started 3 days ago. Issue pay $300,000 by May 1st of 2027 and win yourself a free trip, make a boatload of money, help a boatload of families, and change your life forever. Love FFL. So drop a FFL in the chat below if you're excited about winning a free trip. How about it, right? Let's get some love to FFL for investing back in the field. Something they don't have to do, and they continue to do it at the highest level possible. Moving on. Ignite, oh my gosh. So I got some FFLs, thank you. Drop some eyes in the chat below too to show some love for Ignite, because that was an absolutely unbelievable event. I'm so proud of corporate. I'm so proud of the managers. I'm so proud of the speakers that came across stage. Just a tremendous event. 3,597 people came to this event. Guys, where do we do it? The event we did last year, same venue, 12 months before, we had about 1,600 people that showed up. And 1 year later, we doubled attendance. Now, granted, it's a free event. Granted, we're FFL. Granted, we are teaching the highest level of sales, artistry, and business management and recruiting that exists. We should be doubling, but to do it is still incredible. And so a couple of the numbers that came out, we shared on stage, myself with Andrew and Zach, to open the event. $4.7 billion of issue paid volume and commissions have been paid out to Family First Life agents since our company's inception in 2014. This year, we are on track to issue and pay out over $1 billion in commissions to FFL agents. Drop a B in the chat below if you're excited to get your piece of that $1 billion in commissions. So to be at $4,777,342, $657,000 of issue paid business. It's an unbelievable opportunity that we have. I don't take it for granted. I am grateful every day that 9 years ago, Andrew Taylor responded first when I was looking to get into insurance. And here I am at FFL. I don't take this for granted. I could be stuck at some other 3-acronym chop shop company with low comp and no leads. I could be stuck in some captive agency where I'm told to make a list of 200 people and my manager is going to call them, try to sell them insurance. He's going to keep the commission and call it my training. I understand I could be out of the industry. I am beyond grateful to be here. And I hope as I share my story each and every week, you understand how grateful we all are. Now, granted, it takes a lot of growth of knowledge, a lot of growth of skills, and a lot of hard work. But the fact that this exists is incredible. Second slide that we shared is that last year in 2025, 687,863 total apps were written by FFL agents. That's 57,322 apps were written per month. 358 apps were written per hour, and 6 apps are written every minute. Now, that was last year's numbers. I've talked to Ed Terrell. We should eclipse 800,000, if not more, apps written here in 2026. So just an incredible testament to what we exist. On this call alone, while we're on this call, there will be over 400 applications will be written. 400 new clients will be protected. It's incredible what we have here. I don't take it lightly, and I'm beyond grateful. So one final slide about Ignite. Sean did a tremendous job at the event, at closing it out, talking about, your future and being what to focus on and what matters. It was just a phenomenal event from bell to bell, right? Any old car salesman, bell to bell, just did a tremendous job. And so, of course, what are we going to do next? We're going to run it back. So looking forward to September 10th in Fort Lauderdale, Florida at the Broward County Convention Center, which is on the water. Beautiful. Google it. It is stunning. This convention center, I believe it's brand new, like 2 minutes from the Fort Lauderdale airport, bunch of hotels, everything. And so we're expecting over 6,000 people at this event. West Coast showed out. East Coast is going to show out. Compound effect. So expecting over 6,000 people currently. Get yourself and your team registered. Again, Natasha, what does it cost? Nothing, because it's free. Because we're FFL. We're not trying to turn you into a profit center. We're trying to make you profitable. All you got to do is get there. And when you get there, just get better. So Wednesday night, we have a meet and greet with the carriers. Please come, plan accordingly. Fly in Wednesday during the day. Sell a couple policies. Join us at the meet and greet. Get yourself registered. Event will start at 8 to 5, and then we'll have a Latino event that night from 6 to 9. So our giant exploding Latino event will be that night as well, so they can come to both. Just speak Spanish. Hola. But you will join us from the 6 to 9 event. That will be all in Spanish and then English during the day. So it's going to be incredible. I'm super excited for this as well, and can't wait to see what happens coming out of that event now, then lead us into our convention in January of 27. So, boom. What do we got left? Oh, a couple quick notes. Integrity Inc. This was shared yesterday from my man, Stan Smith. If you don't know who Stan Smith is, get out from under the rock. He's one of our most successful agency managers, beyond proud of him. But he shared yesterday that he is running some personal business. His team's phenomenal manager, phenomenal leader, but also at the same time leading from the front. I sold 26,000 last week, 100,000 on 100% on Integrity Connect. It is insane, 10 times better than the other underwriting tools, and it has a built-in dialer and CRM. It's a 3-in-1 for free. Stan's correct, and Integrity Connect is continuing to get better. We've talked about it for years now, and I'm so grateful to our parent company for continuing to invest in tools for us that cost us no 99 money. And Stan's using it, and get in there, plug in. They've made it simpler, faster, easier. And the goal is that confused people take no action. So if we can put people in a position where as a new agent, they can come in and have access to leads, access to underwriting tools so they can learn about diabetes and health and all the challenges, the pharmaceutical knowledge that we need to have to be a good insurance agent, and then take that and plug it into the quote tool, where then it'll show us what carriers they can qualify for and immediately single sign on into different carrier apps. We're creating ease and we're creating speed. And in business, those are two high value things, because the number one product in America is convenience. And if we can put people at ease and speed, They can produce more, they can protect families easier, and we can start to compound and grow this thing to the levels that we know is possible. So great job. Thank you, Stan, for sharing that with us. And final, the word of Ignite was inbound. And we love our relationship with Ringba. Those inbound leads, 48% close rate we're hearing for people that take them, $55 with a 90-second buffer. So jump into the ILC, which is Integrity Lead Connect, Integrity Connect Leads, ICL, and set yourself up a campaign. Ringba inbounds, $55. Do that quick product training, make yourself available, and all of a sudden, boom, you'll start getting calls to your phone of people wanting to buy life insurance. There's a little bit more than that, but that is kind of how simple it is. It's an incredible what has happened in this industry to see the future, that when we go back to my early days when I had to walk uphill in the snow both ways, I took a mailer card that someone filled out and I have to drive to their home across town in Apache Junction or Maricopa or Levine or all edges of Arizona, right? Maricopa is a big county and I touched it all. And to now, you could sit at your office, you could sit at home, you can sit in Hawaii, you could be in Colombia, you could be in Cancun, and clients looking to buy life insurance will call you. Guys, we are on the verge of something remarkable, a time period that we will reflect back on and go, that's when it all shifted and that's when it all changed. So super exciting times. Don't miss the boat. It is sailing out the harbor and you need to be on it. So great job to all of our partners, Integrity, etc. That it? Okay, perfect. What we got? Oh, okay. All right. One final thing, and then we're bringing on Wes. I've had the sad fortune of having to tell good agents that they are terminated. Why? Because they are smart people doing stupid things. And what I mean by that is, let me say it this way. You don't become a billion-dollar company because you don't know what's going on your e-apps and you don't know what's happening with your agents. You become a billion-dollar insurance company because you invest millions and millions and millions of dollars into technology and cybersecurity and fraud protection. So when it's 2026 and I still have agents that are using other agents' cell phones to text the PIN code to another agent because the client can't get texts right now and they need help. So let's just text it to the agent in the cubicle next to you and then take that PIN code and put it in and the policy gets approved. And then the next day they both get terminated. What did you expect? Like, you don't become a billion-dollar company because you're stupid. Like, so I'm saying this because I've had the sad fortune of interacting with smart people who make stupid decisions by trying to skirt around the system. So the important message is do business the right way. If the client can't get the text, then wait until they can, or try to verify a different way. But the answer is never do something that is wrong. Never do something that could be construed as illegal or fraud, because the insurance carrier can see it the second you do it. They have a repository of agent data that they all share. And so I'm saying this out of nowhere because I had this sad interaction this week with two good agents that were trying to protect the client, but the client couldn't get the text. So they text each other the code and they both got terminated. And I can't fix it because we're dealing with life and death. We're dealing with the client who's trying to get themselves protected, but the agent is so eager to get paid that they're circumventing simple brain knowledge that revolves around making good, ethical, moral decisions. So I say this to all of you. I say this as I plead, protect your license, protect your carrier relationships. No amount of money is worth jeopardizing the loss of a carrier or jeopardizing the loss of your insurance license by being stupid, by not thinking through. If Grady or Sean were sitting right next to me, would I do this? You know, my mom used to go, if your grandma was out there with you when you're out with your buddies, would you be doing the same stuff? And I was like, no. Okay, well, why don't you make good decisions like your grandma's there watching you? Right? So I'm trying to bring levity to this, but the fact that still in 2026, I've got adults thinking they can sneak around $1 billion companies, tech and e-apps is foolish to me. So I say this to all of you, please make good decisions. Please protect your license. Please do what's absolutely right and check the correct boxes and follow through on it. If you are face-to-face, be face-to-face. If you are virtual, be virtual. If the client can't get the text signature, try something different. Do not, under any circumstances, think that it is okay to sign for the client. You will get caught and you will get terminated. Moving on. All right. Without further ado, my final plea. The party is more fun with more people, and my boy Weston's about to hit the ones and the twos right now, and it's about to get fun. So join America Live, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, share it in your group chats, your WhatsApps, your Telegrams. His team's at VP level. In a few months, he's issuing over $60,000 a month, and he sold $22,000 yesterday. If you don't think that the people in your business circle could benefit from learning from this young man, you're mistaken on what success looks like. Get more people on this call with you. They're going to get better. We're all going to get better together. Without further ado, bring him on. Let's go, baby.
What's up, man?
How you doing today, Weston?
Good, good. I always hop on these podcasts, and I'm like, dude, I should be asking you questions. You 30 mil a month. Like, dude, you sold that in the last 30 seconds. So,
bro, we're having fun. Let me give you a proper intro, and then we'll jump into it. So, all right, everybody, Grady Paulson, welcome to the America Agency. We've got Weston Walker on with us today. Went full-time recently. We'll get his story here in a second, but some of the highlights that got me excited, and he works with Morgan and Ryan. Absolutely love them. Nina Hayden works out of our Scottsdale office. Already throwing his own lock-ins, speaking at events, like just tremendous young man, but came out the gate swinging. Why? He wanted success, wanted change, but at the same time, he's had a $60,000 issue paid month. His team is at 150,000 VP level already in just a short period of time. And what was the highlight of what he gave me before the call is he sold 22,000 yesterday. So if you're watching us live now, welcome. If you're watching us on YouTube, listen up. You're about to hear some incredible stuff. Without further ado, how are we doing today, Weston?
Doing great, man. Appreciate you having me.
All right, brother. Well, here we go. Now I'm gonna calm down. I'm gonna pass it over to you and give us some insight. Tell us how you found insurance. Tell us, what you were doing before insurance. Did you jump right in and hit the cover off the ball? Did you have some hard days, weeks, months? Give us kind of a story leading us up to where you are today.
Yeah, so give you the quick rundown. I got into insurance. I came from school and commercial real estate. I was doing like internships, just trying to make that work. I did play golf in college, so I was trying to do this like half and half in school, and I was kind of dabbling into it, right? I hopped out of college in November last year. I'm like, I called my coach. I'm like, hey, I got to quit. I'm from Illinois, so I moved out to Arizona to work with Morgan and Ryan. Right away, did not have the success right out of the gate. So a lot of people were like, Weston or whoever these successful people are like, Jay Maska, Stan Smith, they think they just had this success early on, and that's sometimes not the case, right? Like Stan sold 26,000 last week while running a $10 million agency. So people that think that success is just it comes out of the gate, sales is natural for you. It's not the case. Like I've never been in a phone sales position. I've never like trained on sales, psychology, whatever. I just learned from the best. And I knew coming into this, I just wanted to build a massive agency. So I'm like, step number one is selling. So like for me, I was in commercial real estate before. And I'll tell you one thing that led me away from that model is I wanted to build a team. Like I wanted to build a business. I wanted to build like a recurring machine, right? So I hopped in this because the deals would take so long to sell. And if I'm in a space where the markets are fluctuating, the interest rates are fluctuating. Yeah, it takes too long. If you're building a team, you have to get your agents paid. So if you can sell a deal today, get paid tomorrow, then that's a lucrative business model. And it's much more simple. You don't have to go to these networking events. You don't have to you don't have to stay in one area. Like you said, you go to Cancun, turn on the inbounds, and there you go. So you don't have to stay in one spot. You can travel the world. You can go to different states, meet cool people. And that's what I love about FFL. Like I can go to any state. There's offices everywhere and meet some really cool people.
So give me some clarity. So you moved out here from Illinois when you were doing how? And so a couple questions. You said, did you throw golf in there for a second?
I golfed in college. Yeah.
You're like collegiate golfer?
Collegiate. Yeah.
Like on the golf team, went to college, and you got to golf.
That's correct. Yeah. It was fun.
That sounds fun. Where's Hayden? Where's Ryan? Let's go. Okay. So did you graduate from college?
I got my undergrad in a couple years, and then I tried to get my master's. It wasn't for me. I'm like, I already golfed in college. I just had a semester. I had one semester left, and I don't like to say the word quit, but I pivoted my focus to this. I'm like, dude, I want to create a future because I know what a few months in this industry can do.
Sure.
A lot of people inspire me that, just in a few months that your life can change. Like, I wanted to be in a business around cool people. I wanted to do this. So it was a tough decision. I made it with everyone around me saying that I shouldn't make this decision. Like, life insurance, why would you do that for life? Like, everyone can get into life insurance. Why would you do it for life insurance? They would understand it for different reasons, but like, why would you quit school for life insurance? And I ended up, dropping out of my master's degree. 22 years old. And I just got into this, started hustling. And my first 2 months, I worked the same amount of hours, 14 hours a day that I do now. But in my first 2 months, I didn't see the results at all. Like, at all. Morgan and Ryan, if you're on here, like, they were training me until like 10 p.m. some nights, and they got a multi-million-dollar agency. Like, they wanted to see me win, even though I wasn't giving them like the overrides or whatever it was. They just saw I just wanted it so bad that, I just had to learn from the best and show up every single day until it just clicked.
So what were you in school for? What did you get your undergrad in? Business?
What
did you get your undergrad in? What did you get your
finance? Yeah, finance.
Okay. Were you going to be a CPA, CFP, CHFC?
Definitely not CPA. Definitely not CPA. I was wanting to do real estate. I did finance because I thought it looked good on a resume. Yep. I always wanted to build a business, so I didn't want to work for someone, and that's kind of what attracted me to this model. Is you can build a business inside of a business and have the mentorship. Like, real estate, you might build a business, but you have to pay for all these conferences and pay for all these mentors, where you can get like direct access to the top people in the game in insurance.
I love it. So then you, how long would it take to close a deal in commercial real estate? Like,
dude, I'll tell you a stat. I was at Cushman and Wakefield. Cushman and Wakefield.
Sounds
so
big.
One of the largest commercial brokerages. The average time for a new rep to get paid is 9 months. Like, dude, I've been in this for less than 9 months. So you can build if you want a recurring machine. Like, I looked at the guys at the top. I wanted to choose something where I could look at you or Andrew Taylor or Sean and be like, I want to be like, have a business like them, have their lifestyle. And they were the key people selling the deals. Like, they were making millions of dollars a year, but I'm like, they don't have any sustainable cash flow, and they're just grinding on Saturday, Sunday, going to show people these offices or retail or shopping center, whatever it was. And I didn't want to be the key man in my business. Like, I wanted to build a machine.
Yeah. No, I love that, dude. I mean, real estate's sexy, to sell it like Sirhan, right? $1 million listing, right? Real estate gets a lot of fanfare and fodder because you're in a beautiful building and you've got bidet and you have, 12-foot ceilings. I mean, that's homes. But like, at the same capacity, it's simple works, right? There's a great line in business. It's, if you only dine with the classes, you'll soon dine with the masses. But if you dine with the masses, you'll soon dine with the classes. I mean, if you only want to service super rich people who can buy a $2 million, $5 million, $10 million, or make a gigantic 6-figure lease out on some commercial real estate, that's a surefire way to, unless you're the exception, right? You're the exception that does figure it out. It's a surefire way to go broke. But in our model, let's just sell simple policies to normal middle American people that are requesting coverage, and let's do it over and over and over. And let's compound something. Then you can have a skill set, build a business. And all the people that were like, "Oh, you're going to quit school and to go sell life insurance?" No, you quit school to go start a business. That's what you're building. You're building a business. What are you doing? You're putting your resume out on monster.com and jobbing.com and hoping someone calls you. Like, okay, good luck, man. Chose a different path, Weston. Seems to be working out, bro.
Yeah, I'll say one thing too. Like, early on, I was writing. People didn't think, my parents didn't think it was going to work out at all. I moved out, and then I came to Arizona, and I would drive literally an hour to the office and back every single day. So 2 hours of driving. And I did that because I knew how valuable the environment was. So if you guys can find an office near you, then go around the people that are doing it at a high level. Like, all I did was copy and paste the top producers, and it just clicked at one point. Like, in my first 2 months, I was writing max 5K a week in submit, and I was spending money on leads. Like, I was probably breaking even because I wanted so many reps on the phone that I just had the skill set. So Alex Emoji says, I can't remember the exact phrase, but he's like, the more reps you do, the more confidence you get, something like that.
Right.
It's just very hard to fail if you put the amount of time into it. So I was submitting 5K a week for a couple months, and month 3, it was right before Christmas. The 3 weeks leading up to Christmas, I wrote from 5K a week, it was 25,000 next week, 27, then 26, and then so on. So I didn't go below 20K for the weeks after that, while growing a team, and it's been a grind. I love it.
That's awesome, dude. So yeah, I think the quote is something like, do so many reps that it would be unreasonable for you to fail. That's your philosophy. So you came in fall of last year and then started cranking through Christmas. And then did you go to convention?
Yeah, I went to convention.
Did you have any agents with you?
I had 2 agents.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's you bet at my first convention, I had 0. Okay. So my second convention though, I had 50. So that's your goal. Beat me. Get more than 50 with you at the next convention.
Go, game on.
But you clearly will the way you roll.
It's easier now though. It's bigger.
It's correct. It's like a
party's bigger.
So okay. So walk us through like, your first time selling. Like, cause that's, I mean, you came in, you could get, but like let's talk about you were used to having to go to mixers or entertain clients, or you're bluffing people to go to look at giant purchases in commercial real estate. It's just such a, it's an older head type game. But the fact that you had young ambition is a testament to who you are. So I love that you were pursuing that. But talk to us about your first like interaction of buying leads or calling someone to sell them life insurance.
Yeah. So a couple things. A lot of people ask like, how much should I spend off leads right off the bat? For me, it was about $400. Ryan gave me a few like bronze and silver leads from New Mexico and like these random places. And I'm like, why these states? And I called these people. I sold 4 deals my first 2 weeks, 2 chargeback, and they were tiny premiums, like tiny. And I was spending money on leads, and I was getting chargebacks off the bronze and silvers. And I was like, dude, what do I do, Ryan? And he bumped me into IULs because he has a system for that. And I scaled it quick because I gained confidence in the script with IULs quickly. I just put as many reps in as possible, but still with IULs, I was having trouble like pivoting carriers with the script. Like, how do I structure it? So he really sat down next to me and reviewed my calls on a daily basis. A lot of it was like overcomplicating the sale. Like, people overcomplicate everything in this business. Just figure out the pain points of the client and how can this solve it. With the IUL, there's 3 main things. It's the death benefit, the living benefit, and the cash value. Just those 3 things, explain it, and then have them pick a price range and then go with that. Like you said, 22,000 yesterday. That was my biggest day actually. And I made 5 phone calls yesterday and sold 22K. Most of the day was spent recruiting actually. So I'm spending a lot of time recruiting. Still trying to write at least 15 grand a week in production. Ideally 20. But if you don't spend much on leads or invest into leads, then you're not going to see that return. Like, I see people afraid to spend money, but if you're not writing, 50, 100K a month, like Edmund, I talk with him and he has a standard for trying to get each agent to reach 100K issue paid in a month. Like, spend as much money as possible to issue 100K in a month. And that way you have the resume to be able to recruit these people at a high level, because they're going to be like, who do I join? And on the other list was Julius at 75K in 3 weeks while running an agency. Like, who are they going to pick? The guy that's at 15K for the month or the guy that's at 150?
Sure. I love it. What do you spend on leads a week now?
2,500.
2,500 a week. So 10,000 a month,
Mm-hmm.
which is more money.
Plus retainer. So like 11K.
11K a month. Now, guys, as a new agents out there, I know that's probably more money than you have used to be making in a month. This is a progression, right? So in the beginning, you started with 400, the first lead order. Maybe your next week was 500 to 700, a week lead order. Then maybe he had a bunch of leads, so he didn't make out order his 3rd week, right? Because you're like, well, I didn't sell them all yet. I'm not gonna order. And then you had a terrible week, and you're like, Ryan's like, go buy more leads. The next week you order, like, guys, I understand $11,000 a month sounds like is a gigantic number. However, when you're then turning that into $60,000 to $80,000 per month, it's a grateful expense. How can I spend more? So, okay, I want to jump into now, like, your schedule. Let's talk about like what you do today on a daily basis. You know, we're past the point of what you did when you started, but I want to know, like, what's Weston's schedule like now? How if I was an agent and I was looking for someone to model myself after, especially a guy that's writing has easy goals, I don't want to say easy or common, but has a baseline goal of 15,000 per week. What are you doing? What's your schedule? Walk me through your day, you know, Monday through Friday, Monday through Sunday. What does it look like?
Yeah, well, if you want a personal life, then forget about that.
Yeah.
I moved out to Arizona. It's been nonstop ever since. It's about 15 hours a day. Get to the office now a little bit earlier, so I'm doing about 6:30 to. I leave, go to the gym at around 8 p.m., and then I work until I go to sleep, so around 10 or 11. I like to do recruiting stuff in the evenings, dial during the day. I'm doing a lot of recruiting calls now because I'm growing the team. I'm trying to issue pay, 1 to 1.5 million a month by the end of the year. I'm investing into my recruiting systems. I'm doing recruiting calls. I have an assistant, and it's constant. So I'm not the best in my schedule. I don't like lay everything out, but I kind of take what comes at me. So if I have a really important recruiting call at 11 and then I have to dial for this amount of time, sometimes I have like a team, like a call with a solar team or something like that I have to bring in office, and then I just take a break for that and then go right back to dialing. You kind of have to multitask a little bit. Some people are like, oh, I'm going to have my dial block for 8 hours. Like, I get that. You don't want to get distracted, but sometimes you just have to take, a slightly lower issue paid in your personal numbers to increase the production for the team. Sometimes you have like someone in an application like I did earlier, just need help with the sale, like a new guy. You just have to help him out. And yeah, the schedule is, 14, 15 hours a day, every single day, 7 days a week. Sundays are about 8 hours, but that's it during the week.
Just working, dialing. Is there now a certain number of dials you set a mindset goal for? Is it a number of presentations, a number of
honestly, no. I just do the activity. I don't track it. Honestly.
It's 2,500 in leads. You're getting a lot of new leads, which is a new agent conundrum, right? They're like, well, I want the new leads, but I don't have any money. Well, then you got to call the old leads, right? Because if you either have two things in life, you've got time or money. Now you have money. So you take your money and you optimize your time by buying more high quality leads. You can get more done faster. So that then you can optimize your time, which is, I want to go recruit. So now I would challenge the new agent, though. You do have money. You have stuff that you've bought, or you have a credit card, or you have family. And if you have risk or fear of putting on a credit card or asking family to support you, then you don't believe in this business enough. And you don't believe you're going to put forth the effort, because you can't come into our world and see the success people are having and think that they're better than you. These people just work harder. And what work hard is derived in our world by advancing a skill set and having more conversations, because it's compound effect. If I'm terrible at basketball and I stand up to the line and I shoot the ball, I'm going to miss like 8 out of 10 times. But if I shoot the ball 1,000 times, I'll get to a point where I'll be at 5 or 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, and I'll get to a level. Now, granted, I'll probably get to a level where I can get to 8 to 9 out of 10 if I get to 5,000 or 10,000 reps. Now, granted, I don't have a bunch of big dudes staring at me. I'm not panting because I wasn't just running up and down the court. I don't have a crowd screaming at me, right? And that same capacity. So that's the thing I always try to advise new agents on. You have to get the reps in, because you can't just get to Weston's level of working 15 hours a day, putting in 3 hours sometimes every other day. It's a compound effect. So, dude, I love you just being like, I work my butt off, period. Close the book. That's it. Because that's what it takes. And if you don't have that, then you have to either optimize through more money, which is better quality leads, or more time, which is making some money and then hiring help so that they can take care of your kids or they can handle the responsibilities. Because now, granted, maybe your financial goals aren't $100,000 a month, aren't $200,000 a monthly income like Weston's got probably tattooed on under his eyelids. So when he goes to bed at night, he looks at those numbers. But in the same capacity, is it 50,000 a month? Is it 20,000 a month? I don't know what you have, but whatever it is, you got to believe that you can get there, because normal people are continuing to get there. And you're going to be one of the person that's sitting on the bar stool in 5 years ago going, I tried that insurance thing. Didn't work out for me. Weston's a billionaire now, but okay. Your schedule is, you work like an animal. Let's jump into your script then. What are you saying to sell so much insurance? Because this is where You might go, I just say the script. Great. What are you saying from first call to close that you're getting people to confidently trust you to move forward?
Yeah, a few different things. You want to role play?
Not a great role player because I tend to we can try. Let's go for it.
Ring ring.
Hello?
Hey, Grady.
Yes.
Yeah,
Who's,
Grady. It's Weston. Just saw
what do
you.
you want?
Huh?
What do you want?
Yeah, just Grady. Just saw you requested some more information on the IULs.
Okay. Yep. That's right.
Perfect. So, what initially caught your attention with the IUL?
It had 401k on there, and I got a 401k, and it said this is better. So what? I don't know what this is. What is an IUL?
Okay. I mean, you got the 401k. Was it mainly the cash value for you, or was it the insurance part of it as well?
My company does a match, so I just take advantage of that.
Okay, great. Do you have any life insurance in place as well?
Yeah. What does that have to do with this?
Okay. Yeah. So the IUL is a mix between the life insurance and the cash value. A lot of people look into it for both. Do you currently have anything in place as far as life insurance or any dependents?
I got both.
Cool. So what most people do is they actually leave something behind for their family. If you don't mind me asking, like how much do you have in the 401k that makes you look into this?
I think I have 90,000.
90,000.
Okay, and then I have some insurance through my company.
Okay, got it. So with the 401k, I mean, with the IUL, were you looking into mainly for like protecting your money with the floor, or was it also increasing your cash value with it?
I want to retire some point, so that was kind of more of my focus is figuring out can this give me a better return than my 401k is giving me?
Yeah. So I screwed up there, right? So
So
I literally go off a script.
but
I go off a script word for word. I don't usually I literally just read the script word for word that I took from different.
go through it. Do it again. Let's do it again. Let's give these people what.
How about I put it in the chat?
That's great too. Let's do that.
We can do it. We'll run it back. Hold on a sec.
Okay.
Cool. Ring ring.
You just do it. I'm gonna watch the show, and then you just show us how well you do it.
Okay. Hey, it's Weston. I received a request for more information on the IULs. Perfect. So, what initially caught your attention with the IUL? Was it mainly the cash value growth, or was it the insurance part of it as well? I mean, yeah, that's why most people are looking into it for sure. I see you're from Arizona, correct? Okay, perfect. So, yeah, a little bit about myself. I only work with truckers, and really, I work with people from all over the country. So, I'll keep this brief for you. So, the purpose of this call is first to educate you. And if it so happens that this is for you, I'm a licensed broker who represents different companies like Americo, Mutual of Omaha, Transamerica, and numerous other insurance companies. So, I can provide you a company that gives you exactly what you're looking for. Just going to give you a quick rundown on how the IULs work, make sure it's a good fit and can benefit you. And the final thing we can do is just fill out an application to get a pre-approval. And then if we are approved, you can tell me when you want to start, okay? And that part's just pre-framing the call. Before we get started, I'm going to send you a quick text. It's going to have my full name and then state license in Arizona, just so you have that for your records, okay? Cool. So at the end of the day, I always let my clients know that this is a life insurance product. So do you currently have any life insurance in place? And the reason I put this here is because I don't want to make them to think, oh, this is only for cash value, because they can just go get a brokerage account. Our ads, specifically, the reason I like them is because they don't only target people that want cash value. They target people that want life insurance and the living benefits, a lot of them. If they have something in place, you say, okay, that's great. You don't sound like depressed, like defensive. You say, okay, great. Is that a whole life or a term policy? Okay, perfect. I mean, it makes sense. Most of my clients have between 1 and 3 policies in place. Do you also have any retirement accounts, any 401ks, high interest savings, etc.? Okay, great. You have a 401k. Just to double check, you don't have any IULs in place now? Okay. I got it. So for an IUL, I always like to tell everybody that it is a pretty premier life insurance product, because it's the toughest life insurance product to qualify for. That's why it has the benefits like the living benefits and the cash value. Now, how the IULs work is, God forbid something happens to you, it'll give you a certain amount of coverage that's going to pay out to your family. Now, that coverage will never go away or expire. and that's 100% guaranteed to pay out. Okay. And I structure these towards where they don't lapse, if you know IULs. Now that premium, what you pay for every single month, is never going to increase or change no matter your age or health. And then it also comes with the living benefits. So are you familiar with what living benefits are? Okay, yeah. So people really like this part of the IULs because if you don't really have anything in place and can't work anymore or can't work for 6 to 12 months due to critical, chronic, or terminal illness, obviously there's a lot of different things that fall under these categories. It's actually going to pay out to you while you're still alive. So it's pretty much going to work like an income replacement, just making sure you're still able to pay for the bills and everything like that, right? So are you the main breadwinner for your family? Okay, perfect. So this would just act like an income replacement for your family if you can't work for a period of time. Sometimes in this part, I go into beneficiaries, dependents, like meaning of the sale, just to get it to like higher persistency is always better because they know like exactly what the coverage is for and the living benefits. And then I say, okay, now that's the death benefit and the living benefit. And the reason why a lot of people look into the IULs is for the cash growth. So are you familiar with how the cash value works? Okay, so yeah, a lot of people ask me how much the IUL costs, and my answer is how much do you want it to cost? Just because it depends on your situation. So how old are you? Okay, perfect. So you're in a position where you have some time to grow the money. So the way it works is as you pay your premium, some of that premium goes into a separate account. So that interest can range anywhere from 6 to 12%. So you know how with the high yield savings account where you have to pay tax on the money that you make, right? Yeah, so that's how it's structured a little bit differently. So with the IULs, the cash growth that you make is completely tax-free. So you can pull it out tax-free and penalty-free as well. So you actually have two options. So number one, later on, say you want to withdraw your cash value, you can definitely do that, or you can borrow against it. So let's say, Grady, you go to the bank, ask them to borrow like a $30,000 loan. The bank's probably going to slap on like a 10 to 15% interest rate on that, right? Cool. Yeah, so that's the beauty of the IULs as well. So the money that you borrow against yourself is going to be very low interest. So it's going to be about 4% for the first 10 years. And then after the 10 years, it drops all the way down to about 2%. So not only are you going to get very low interest on the money that you borrow, but you'll also be paying yourself back and not the bank back. So you're basically just being your own bank at that point. Does that make sense? And sometimes they ask like, oh, when can I borrow against it? And then you explain like it takes some time to grow and you just be real with them. So that's how the IULs work. This is like a summary going back over like the little rant that you just went on. So that's how they work. You know, it's going to give you that guaranteed coverage for death that will go to your family. It'll also help you pay for the bills in case of any critical, chronic, or terminal illness. And then it's going to give you that cash value growth that you can use later on. So a lot of people put that back into their own business. Some people use it for like retirement purposes or emergency funds. And I've even seen people, you know, use it for their kids' college tuition. So it's completely up to you. So do you have any questions on how the IULs work so far? And I go into answer some basic questions, go through the health questions, and then I pick the best, throw it through Integrity Connect, pick the best carrier for them, and then I go through the carrier, their budget, and then the close. So do you want me to go through that?
I want to hear the close. I mean, carrier budget is going to be based on carrier budget. You asked it kind of like, how much do you want it to cost? And I'd love to hear that. Do budget, and then I want to hear how you close and how you solidify the sale. Sure.
Yeah. So my average deal size is about $2,400 Sometimes it's $1,800, sometimes it's $3,600. It ranges in that time frame. So I usually write simplified issue. Okay. So I like Transamerica, America Mutual, all these simplified issue IULs because it gives the people the insurance and the living benefits, and that's a lot of what my script is. Because I don't want it to be all cash value. Because number one, it pays you less, and number two, it's not going to be really what it does for the client, especially when they're like 40, 50, 60 years old. It's not going to grow.
At $200 a month, they're not. At $200 a month, 40 to 55, they're not.
It's not. Yeah, it's nothing crazy. So here's the close. So for your age and health, the best carrier that's coming back for you here is Transamerica. The first reason is because they're going to have the lowest cost of insurance compared to all the other companies out there. And number two, they're going to have, the highest interest on cash growth compared to some other companies. So only thing with Transamerica is that they can be really tough to qualify for. And this is where I put, they want to qualify for this. Because they are the best out there. It sounds like in your scenario, you're pretty healthy, pretty young. So we do have a decent chance of getting approved. Now, I'm not the final decision maker. So what we have to do is just submit an application to see if we can get you approved. Does that make sense? And then I go into a 401k thing here. I kind of compare it. So you know how with a 401k where you can only allocate a certain amount towards it based on your income? Yeah, so an IUL works kind of the same way, and this is where I get priced. When you first start it, it doesn't mean that you can't make adjustments later, but when you first start, it does have to be within our guidelines. So with that being said, Grady, how much would you say roughly that you bring in per month? And just get their income. Make sure it's affordable too. If they say they make $4,000 a month, they want to put in 500, down close them to 250 or 200, just to make sure it stays on the books, because they can always over contribute above the amount that you start out with. So you say, yeah, I've got a lot of people who are more aggressive with growing their cash value, might contribute between, three to 500 a month. Some people over 1,000. People who are more conservative might start out with around 200 to 300 a month. What I recommend doing also depends on what they say for income. There's a couple different ways you can go about this. What I recommend for you is start with the lower option. This is for people with like under 10,000 in income. This would be a good starting point to make sure that you're approved and build a relationship with the carrier and myself, because you can see how it performs, and I also have the ability to over contribute later to grow the cash quicker, because these policies are always flexible. Okay. So what's a good starting point for you? And they're like 300. Okay. Just to make sure we're on the same page, I don't have a problem submitting an application. I love helping people, but just make sure you're looking for both the IUL for both the insurance as well as the cash value, correct? And then you go through recap. Yeah, just to recap, it's going to give you a lot of coverage. God forbid something happens to you, that will pay out to your family. And if you do get any kind of critical, chronic, or terminal illness, that's going to pay out to you while you're still alive. So that'll pay up to about 75% of that coverage amount to help you cover those bills. And then it's going to accumulate a lot of cash growth that you can use completely tax-free. So what we're going to go ahead and do is submit an application. And in the application, they have a couple of different things, okay? So they just have to validate that you are who you say you are. So these insurance companies, they've been around for a very long time and they've seen it all. So they're just going to validate your information, make sure it's not someone random off the street, right? So we'll validate that information and submit it, and I'll find out whether or not that we can get you this. So I have your full name here as Grady Polson. Is that correct?
Correct.
Boom.
Bro, that was butter. Oh my God, did you read all that? Do you have all that written out?
It's word for word.
So simple, man. So
simple. So it's duplicatable across new people too.
Yes.
That's the biggest part.
Read it 80 times.
I just gave my sauce out, man. You gotta.
Hey, that's why the people show up. That's why they love you. That's why that's why they're gonna reach out to work with you, because you're the sauce boss around here. If anyone watched Epic Mealtime back in the day. So okay, I got that final like last 30 seconds. How do you tie them down as you're their broker? Anyone else calling you is not my manager. How are you solidifying the final? And then what is your like follow-up process the day, the next?
I mean, just like you said, you want to make sure they save your contact on the phone. Like, don't say, oh, save my contact like after. You want to make sure they save it on the phone. After you got you there, you sent your license number earlier in the call. They have that. They know you're a licensed broker. I send them a text that I sent them an email summary about the policy to them. Sometimes I send them like Transamerica has a policy. What do you call it? Policy summary, when you like the little form at the end, send that to them. Send the little approval screen sometimes. Make sure they save your number. Let them know if you have any questions to reach out.
What do you use? A high level system, or what do you use?
I use my email. I don't really use much. I use Go High Level, but I need to.
Gotta get you.
Yeah, I always tell them like, hey, this is actually my personal number. So if you need to reach out to me, same number the family calls me on. So if you need to reach out anytime, I'll respond as quick as possible. Just don't wake me up. Wake me up in the middle of the night, okay? Laugh a little bit, make a couple jokes based off what they said earlier in the conversation. Just be super friendly, and then lock them down.
Weston, that was fantastic. Guys, please drop a TY, a fire emoji, a bomb emoji, a rocket. Give Weston some love for sharing that. And just to say this, and this isn't like, if you heard it, like nothing he just said, you could not say. And the way he said it was as simple as you could want to say it. He's not all excited and talking all fast and sound like a telemarketer and like a, trying to do being an auctioneer. He's just slow and in control the entire time. This is what's happening. This is how it works. This is how it fits into your lifestyle. That's the beautiful thing, guys. So for new agents, like when this comes out on YouTube, listen to him do this 10 times. It's very, very simple. Very, very simple and duplicatable. You're just talking with confidence about things that you're going to learn about. You're going to grow your knowledge and then grow your skills by learning how to do it and practicing with repetition. And then when you have conversations with clients, they're going to feel comfortable and confident like they do now with Weston.
Yeah, one more thing, Grady. So I have some people, like, they come in and they read my script word for word and they don't make sales. It's right. Because their tone is trash. They read the script and they sound like they just got sentenced to prison, like they're reading, they sound so sad on the phone. Like, find the middle ground between you don't sound depressed, but you don't sound super excited, and that's where you want to be. So practice the script over and over again. Match your tone with my tone. I have people that match literally every syllable of the sentence, like matches my tonality. So like it's to that degree of like duplicatability within the script with new people. And that's why if people plug in our ad systems, they can get going quick if they have money to spend on leads, especially IULs.
So, okay. We would be remiss if we didn't get a couple tips on how you're building so fast. Where are you finding people? Are you going to job mixers? Or are you just social media mastermind?
Social media, man. It's where the people are. It's where you build credibility. Like Evan said, you build a brand and you become a magnet. So I'm not like super big on social media, but people reach out and they want to join the team. The best people come from organic. You can run ads, but there's a lot higher volume with that. You want to make sure, like I'm recruiting a lot local right now because we have a sick office. Yep. I want to bring people into the environment, get them around the top people, Hayden, Nina, Morgan, Ryan, people that are crushing it in terms of like their team and their income, and making sure they see the big vision too. Because if you plug a hustler in the right environment, he's gonna find a way to his goal.
Got it. And then you get them started on age leads like Ryan did, or you put them right into IULs?
Yeah, you want to get them beat a little bit, because once they get on the IULs, if like two people don't pick up the phone, they're like, what, is this job actually real? Like, you want them to go through like 100 no's before. Like when I got on IUL leads, it was like a dream because 1 out of 10 picked up the phone. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, people actually want to talk to me. They're like, oh yeah, I filled that out, Yeah. But you want to get them beat a little bit, because when they do get on the fresh leads, they know how to fill out an application. Number one, they know how to, pitch the basic insurance, and they know how to find the pain points in the clients without spending $2,000 a week. Like, that's kind of a lot for a lot of, most people, including myself. Like, dude, when I started, I spent $2,100 on goat leads in my third week in the business. And it was all general IULs. And I ended up that week writing like 10K. I think I had a couple charged back, and I like broke even. But I was so happy because I got the reps in, and I knew that like next week I get better. Next week I get better. So you have to be willing to invest. I put $2,000 in when I had 4,000 in my account, and I was willing to do that. And then here we are. So
I love it. All right, Weston, final thoughts. Rally them up. You're on.
Final thoughts. Ask a lot of questions, because I get people that are scared to ask people questions, and then the only way to learn from people is to ask. Ask what they're doing. It's a copy-paste business, and if you do the same thing as the top producers, top agency owners, you're going to crush it.
I love it, man. Weston, 1.5 million by conventions, your goal?
That's the plan, man.
I love it, dude. You're going to have well more than 50 people. You're going to have like 500 people with you. I'm cheering you on, brother. I love it,
man. Appreciate it,
Grady. It gets hard, and you're probably you're making money, but just understand that all the hard you're going through makes the future so much easier, because you know how to navigate everything that you're about to come across. So, dude, proud of you, proud to work with you, cheering you on. If I can ever help you with absolutely anything, bro, hit me up. And everybody, please throw a TYWW in the chat below because Weston Walker is the guy to watch out for. What's your IG so they can follow you?
Westy Walker, Westy Walker. Easy.
Weston Walker. There you
Hit
go.
me up. If you have any questions, DM me. I'll be happy to talk.
Thanks, brother. Have an amazing day, bro. Cheering you on.
Cool.
Keep crushing.
See you, Grady.
All right, bro. Thank you. All right, guys. That's why you show up. Guy wrote 22 grand yesterday and just gave you the script he says. That is what is so fun about this business is the continual progression of information and access to what works. Is he doing something that's vastly different than everyone else? No, it's just working for him. And could it work for you? That's why I love to have great men and women on this channel and to share what's working. So thank you to Weston. Thank you everybody for showing up. Thank you to Ignite. Get yourself registered for our next Ignite, igniteevent.com. 6,000 people joining us in Florida. Going to be huge. So thank you everybody that came out to the just recent one last week and can't wait for the next one. But without further ado, this is a good one. Check this one out. This is your moment of Zen. Bye for now.
I remember in a lot of excruciating detail what it took me to get here. But I will say that I had a ruthless focus on dollars per hour. And so, and I'm just giving tactical advice right now, but everything that I could trade away for more time doing the thing that made me money was what I did. And so I remember the first time I made a $500 sale and it took me 30 minutes. And I was like, every hour of every day, this is what I'm going to do. And anything that is not talking to someone in exchange for them giving me a credit card so that I can charge it and make $500, anything that makes me less than $250 per hour or per 30 minutes, I'm giving to somebody else. And so after that first sale, I was like, I'm never cooking again. I'm never going grocery shopping again. I'm not cleaning again, because I knew that in one sale, I could pay for that person for the month. And so like the ruthless focus on what can I do that creates an input to output being money equation. And me, at least for me, it was pouring everything I possibly could into the input and eliminating everything else. I made this video on Facebook before I was, quote, Alex Hormozi years ago, when I still had 6 gyms, before I even did the turnarounds. And I made this video, almost this documentation, but I said, so I want to open up my 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th location, and I have the spots picked out. And I'm already working all of the hours that I'm awake, and I've already given up Saturdays. So the only thing that I have left is like Sundays and evenings. And so I am no longer going to be watching any football, and I'm no longer going to have Netflix at all. And that is what I'm giving up for 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I remember just making this video of like, that's what I'm sacrificing. And I think a lot of people create these to-do lists when, in my experience, it's been so much more useful to write down all the things that I'm willing to sacrifice. Because if you sacrifice everything, there's nothing left than to do the one thing that matters. And I think Jerry Seinfeld talks about this from a writing perspective. He says that every day, no matter what, he sits down and he writes for 2 hours. Now, he doesn't have to write, but he's not allowed to do anything else. And so he can sit there, but there's nothing else to do except for write jokes. And so I think a lot about that from the climb perspective, which is like, most of everyone who's listening to this who isn't achieving what they want is fucked with their time. They think that they're spending all their time working, but your output, like, you don't even know how to work. I'm being really real with you. Like, you think you know how to work, you don't know how to work. Like, the amount of output, like, and I'll measure this by like, what is your output? It's probably not as high as you think. And so rather than trying to learn all these productivity hacks, the ultimate productivity hack is no. N-O, is you stop doing shit. And then when you create space, then you can fill it with the thing that matters. But trying to add on more to your schedule of all the things that you're not willing to sacrifice is the very reason that you're not doing what you need to do.